I went for Sadhu'S conference, and on one of the sessions we waited for 4 hours. The man didn't come out. They had to substitute another minister. You know, there are many ministers on earth. There are many ministers on what? On earth. We are many on earth. That's why you are struggling going to churches and say, if your Wednesday is free, I can come and preach. Or ministers on earth labor for invitation. Waited for 4 hours, and when he came out, he said he's very sorry that while he was meditating in the room, Isaiah came to him. The Isaiah that you have been laboring with and you have not finished reading. He said, sorry, Isaiah just came to him and they were talking. I didn't hear anything he preached that day. I assure you. What is this? I now started wondering, why did I come in his generation? If we go to heaven with all these generals that are in my generation, where will I appear? Where will I appear? It's the way of songs. The Bible said in Genesis 18 verse 1 that Abraham sat at the door of the tent. When you say sit, is the posture of meditation. And he was ascending. He was ascending. He opened his eyes. He saw 3 men. He knew they were gods. The Bible called them men, but Abraham saw God and he invited them to the house. That is what it means to dwell under the shadow of the Almighty. Is to do business with the glory that is locked in the world. As you journey in meditation, a point come, the portals begin to open, and you travel into dimensions in light, so illuminating that when you come out, everything you see re-engineers your world. Is the way of sons. Church is just a place to give you instruction. Life in the spirit is bigger than a meeting of 3 hours. But the system of this world, we want to make you keep running and pursuing things all the time, so you will never wait. Meanwhile, in the spirit, we don't run by acceleration. When we begin to wait, then we are already mounting up with wings. But the world wants you to keep running in pursuit of things until you lose sight of the things that constitute your true advantage. The way of sons. That's where you can behold him as he is. You look upon him. We with the Holy Ghost, we are struggling with this thing. The men who did not have the Holy Ghost, they knew how to labor with God until they entered economies that were forbidden for their generation. The Bible said in John chapter 8 that Abraham, your father, saw my day and he rejoiced in it. How was he able to look back in time until he saw when Jesus would manifest? Meanwhile, the people in that generation saw Jesus, they didn't recognize him. They called him carpenter. But Abraham, that was not in that generation, saw the Lord and rejoiced greatly in him. Because he knew how to travel. He knew how to journey in God. The rapture you and I are waiting for, the Bible said Enoch, who is 7 after Adam, he walked with God and he was not, because God took him. We want to open new ministries and preach Rhema that we have never experienced. That's why there's problem. That's why the arrogance is much. Because we think it's all about talking. No labor in the spirit.